I'm your host, Bill Culp, and you know the premise of this show, it's to get to know those who are working for you each and every day. Why does it matter? Not only do you matter, but they matter. And joining us today is kindergarten teacher, Kathryn Beer. How you doing, Katie?
Good, how are you?
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I'm sure you noticed the face here. You know, it's a day in kindergarten. That's why I got prepped. Because this is what it's probably like for you all day, right?
Depends on the day, but could be like that, yes.
All right, so how many years have you been teaching kindergarten?
So this is my third year here teaching kindergarten.
Oh my God, here at Limerick Elementary, right?
Yes.
All right, so you've been here the whole time, or?
I've taught 3 years of kindergarten here, and I actually am split between here and Evans. So I teach the AM kindergarten class here, the PM kindergarten class there. So it's my second year doing that.
Gotcha.
The first year I was only here, and then the past 2 years I've been at Evans and Limerick.
All right. I mean, how is that, you know, I always interested in that, the transition going from one building to another with the kindergarten.
It's interesting. I have to have double of everything, or I'm like carrying a lot of stuff going over there, or like I have double posters, double calendars, everything like double.
What's it like though if there's like an accident or something like that on the way to the other school? Do you get like angry or anything like that? Do you have any shortcuts, or do you speed ever to the other place?
Luckily, it only takes about like 5 minutes, so I usually don't get in much traffic.
Gotcha. All right, so and you grew up in Lansdale, I assume?
Yes.
All right, so you went to North Penn?
Yes, I went to North Penn, yes.
Yeah, I know about North Penn. I went to Lansdale Catholic.
Oh, yes. Played
We're
them
rivals.
in sports, yeah.
Yeah, we're the rivals, which I don't get because you guys are so much bigger than us. You guys are massive. All right, so growing up at in Lansdale, what do you remember? I mean, do you still live around Lansdale? Growing up in Lansdale, I mean, I loved it there. So
yeah, my parents live there. I recently just moved actually closer to up here, so now I live in Schwenksville. But no, I grew up there playing sports like all my life, so I'm very familiar with like the area and the surrounding school districts and things like that because of competition and obviously traveling back and forth to the different high schools playing that.
Now, what sports did you play in high school?
So I did 1 year of basketball, and then the rest, I did softball. So I did the 1 year of basketball, but I chose I didn't want to do both, so then I just focused more on softball.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, who was your coach at North Penn, the basketball? Was it Maggie?
It was Coach Maggie, yeah.
Yeah, Coach Maggie. All right, because my niece went there. She was there back in the day. Erin Mayer,
I know her.
Okay.
Yeah, she actually, I would have been on the team when she was on the team, yeah.
Gotcha,
but she
okay.
was 2 or 3 years older than I was, I believe, yeah.
Very nice. All right, so where'd you go to college? You went to Westchester University?
Yes.
So not too far. You went to, Westchester. How'd you like, I mean, Westchester's it's a booming college. It's almost like a mini Manayunk too. It's a cool little town. So talk about that a little bit.
I really liked it. I met a lot of like cool people there and people that I still kind of stay in touch with today. But I really liked like the education program there. That's one of the main reasons why I ended up going there, just because of like the high stakes they have there and like how much they're known for like education. So I really liked that. The town also is super cute. So like my senior year, we lived like off campus, and that was fun. And we got to like go to the shops and go to dinner and things like that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it's not like most state schools. I mean, I went to Kutztown, and most of the state schools, when you go off campus, it's pretty much farm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's
like
it. Where Westchester is,
it's
definitely neat. All right, so kindergarten it always fascinates me. Okay, because I'm old school. I feel like you guys should just dress up and play in the sandbox and just socialize. But I always get a kick out of the things they say because they are brutally honest. So have they said anything, that you just kind of like, you just went home or you got in the car, you were going to your other place, and you just full out chuckled? Like for instance, I remember when I was doing my pro sem, I had to work in a preschool kindergarten, and one kid just kept raising his hand, and I said, what do you need? He's like, did you get a haircut? It looks really, really bad. And he told me I had yellow teeth also, which I thought was hysterical, but brutally honest. Have you had anything like that?
I mean, all the time. If your hair's messy, Miss Beer, your hair is messy and it looks really weird. Okay, thanks. Or if you're sick, you gotta lose your voice. And they're like, why do you sound like that? I'm like, I'm sick. Obviously, I don't have a voice. So I get that all the time. Or like the I love you so much, or hi mom. Oh wait, no, not mom. Like the mom calling you just random thoughts. So we're talking about like reading our story and ask a question about the story, and then they're like, yeah, last night my cat, I gave it a treat. And I'm like, okay, thank you for sharing, but that's not what we're talking about right now. So we have to kind of bring them back on track. But that's all part of like learning and growing and learning how to be a student.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. All right, so what do you love? What's the thing you love about teaching?
I really love the students, like just getting, especially in kindergarten, getting to be like their first real experience of real school, and they all just love you. Like they come in and they're like adoring you already just because you're their teacher. And then building, and then in kindergarten there's so much growth from like the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So just like seeing that and then realizing how far they've come is kind of an amazing thing that I love about teaching.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, so you get that young that love for teaching. That's a good thing. All right, so let's talk about you, some personal things. So you like Mexican food? All right, so what is there like a specific Mexican food, or is there a specific place that you like to go around here? Have you been anywhere?
I've been to El Limon around here, but there's a ton of those like everywhere. Skip Back, Bluebell. I like El Vez in the city, which I don't know the exact address, but it's in the middle of the city. Yeah. I like that. I just like tacos in general, or like nachos. We just had tacos last night for like Taco Tuesday, so.
Nice. Yeah. There's one where it's right off of, right by school here, Ridge Pike, where the old Mart used to be. I forget the name of it, but it's a good little.
Yeah,
really good little place.
There's El Limon down that
way. Yeah. And there's another one right there. That's so. What's your favorite? So you like all the tacos and things like that?
I don't know if I have a favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like beef and chicken, and both of them kind of not
nothing
together,
wrong with that. All right. So and I noticed your favorite movie, The Sandlot. One of your favorite movies. So do you like baseball?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up playing softball, so like that was like my whole life. And my brother played baseball. So I really enjoyed that movie. I just think it's like funny.
The Sandlot is hilarious. Now I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna quiz you some questions here. Okay. I'm gonna set you up about The Sandlot.
Oh man.
All right, it's gonna be easy, no problem.
I haven't watched
All
the
right.
movie in a while.
So first question, real easy. Finish the line. You're killing me. Smalls. There you go. All right. So what famous baseball player signed the baseball that went over into the yard? It was the dad's. Do you remember the famous?
Yeah, it was Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth. Look at that. You're good. All right. So went over, the house there, or excuse me, when they went to the amusement park, they all got sick. They threw up. Do you remember what they swallowed?
Ooh, chewing tobacco.
Chewing tobacco. All right. So here's one of my favorites. Everybody's going to love this one. All right. I know Mr. Nice over at UP is going to love this. All right. Squints. When they went to the pool, he had a crush on a girl. He finally got to kiss her. She gave him mouth to mouth. Do you remember her name?
I don't know if I remember her name. I can picture her, like lifeguard, but I don't know.
Wendy Peppercorn. Wendy Peppercorn. Yeah. All right. And do you remember the Jet? His name was the Jet. The nickname the Jet. What professional baseball team he ended up playing with at the end? I don't know if you remember that one.
I don't know.
They're in the playoffs right now. L.A. Yeah, he plays in L.A.
He plays there now, or?
Well, no, that's where he did in the movie. Yeah. Blue and white. Begins with a D.
Dodgers.
Yeah, so you play with the Dodgers. Yeah, pretty good. All right, so interesting. Again, talking about you. One of the things I noticed when you were younger, I don't know about this age or so, you ate a dog treat.
Yes, I think I was like 3. Yeah, and my parents let me eat it. They didn't stop me. They just like wanted me to see.
Was it a good dog treat at least?
It wasn't. We had like a big dog, so we had like those very big, not like big bones. I don't remember the brand, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I wanted to see what.
Has it ever happened again? I mean, they're supposed to be like human type food.
But now they make dog treats that are like cannoli.
Yeah, correct. They're like human type food.
Like cookies,
all right,
yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
This did not, but.
All right. So I didn't bring any dog treats.
Good, I don't.
That's okay. You got it.
I'm all right with
Gotcha. All right. I noticed you were stung twice by a jellyfish.
Yes, 2 separate times. One when I was a smaller kid, like right on the arm, so I had like the tentacles.
Oh my God.
That was extremely painful, but I was also very younger. And then one more time when I was older, I just had gotten out of the like ocean and I had looked down and I was like, oh, I think I got stung by a jellyfish. So it wasn't as extreme. I didn't have like all of the marks. I just had one mark. So it wasn't as painful.
It wasn't as painful.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Still
not too
painful, though.
bad. All right, so what are the places you would love to go? Hawaii?
I would love to go to Hawaii. Yeah. Probably won't get there anytime soon, but would love to go there.
We got the summer off.
We got the summer off, yeah.
It's more expensive to go
More
there,
expensive,
but
yeah.
all right. So what's it about Hawaii that you'd love to?
Just
to go see?
like what it looks like. I just want to go there and see it in person,
Yeah.
between like all the trees and the water and the beaches.
Yeah, Brady's didn't have a good time. The Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
They got in trouble when they went to Hawaii. Yeah, I remember that. All right, so you like country music?
Mm-hmm.
So have you been to any concerts or anything like that?
Not recently. I think the latest concert I've been to is Thomas Rhett, but that was probably 2 summers ago. So this past summer I was super busy, so I didn't really have time to get to any concerts.
So that's usually what's on your radio in the car and
yeah,
and everything
just
like
keep
that.
it on that.
Do you play for the kindergartners? So they recognize anything?
We don't play
in
that
kindergarten?
kind of music. We love Jack
No?
Hartman.
Oh,
If you
look at
know
that.
Jack,
Okay, yeah.
So we
they
usually
like
play
that kind of
music,
stuff. I was
yeah.
going to say country's pretty good. The kids
Pretty
might
good,
like
yeah.
that. All right. So my last question is this. Here we go. This is the big one. So in whatever many years, all right, Katie Beer retires. What do you want your former students? What do you want to be remembered for, even in the buildings that you worked at?
That's a hard question. I want to be remembered by a lot of things. I would say probably just like the community built in the classroom. So like how I want that child like obviously to feel welcome when they come in. So I want them to remember that as they like get older and older and older, that when they go into a new classroom and like when kids get older and people start having like more friend groups, to just make sure like everyone feels welcome. So I want them to think about back to kindergarten and be like, oh, I felt really like I belonged, and that everyone like was friends and that type of thing as they get older.
All right. I appreciate that. I appreciate your
you.
time. Thanks,
Thank
Katie
you.
Beer. Hey, so if you see Katie Beer out, Mexican, make sure you pick up the tab. Don't say anything about her hair, though. All right? Always tell her it looks good. Give her those positive feedbacks. But, hey, kindergarten every day is just as grueling here as Staff Connections. But I want to thank you here for joining me on Staff Connections. As you can see, kindergarten day right here. I'm your host, Bill Culp. Until next time, thanks for joining us.